Welcome back to That Talking Thing. I'm Kim.
I'm Jason.
This is episode 9, season 2, and it's a business topic episode. And I'm stealing the show. I'm going to ask the only questions today, and I hope I don't catch you off guard
No, I'm
with
ready.
anything. So, my first one is kind of a controversial thing, and I'm ready to dig into this and name names and
Oh,
feel it
okay.
because it affects us, it affects our business, it affects our team. So it's based on deceptive business tactics.
Yeah.
What do users think about it? How do we, as other developers of WordPress products, how do we observe these deceptive tactics? And does it even matter? Is it worth engaging in? So the number one deceptive business tactic that a direct competitor of ours uses is a perpetual sale. I was on a call with Patrick, our team member, and he said, "Don't you just wish one day they got their comeuppance, that users realize that this is a total lie. This isn't an opportunity to buy something at a discount. Their actual price is their discounted price."
hmm
And I said, "Sure do. I sure wish that would be revealed, but it hasn't been." So I
Yeah.
guess it's two-part. Let's talk about
Right.
what are some deceptive business tactics? What have we tried in the
I get,
nature of testing deceptive tactics? And
uh,
what do users actually think of those things?
yeah. I'm not so sure that folks like MemberPress, you said name names, who
Do it.
have perpetual sales, and by the way, like they're not the only website,
No.
it's super common,
Yeah.
are trying to be deceptive. Um, a lot of marketing is kind of psychology, behavioral modification type stuff. So when does it cross the line behind like cross the line of, just nudging the person, the buyer in a direction to really being deceptive or, what we would consider a bad practice. But I always thought, like, don't lie to your customer. So that's kind of a line, right?
Who knew?
It feels really simple I feel that the customer, even if they're little lies, they subconsciously pick up on these things over time and they just get the sense of like, they're not serious. And that is one that it irks me when I see that, it makes me just feel like, why are they doing that? Or is it not really worth something, or is something wrong here? Um, but I also think folks who use those kind of perpetual sales, and I don't, maybe we didn't even describe what it is, but you'll see it's like a banner at the top of the
Right.
page saying you have 3 hours to save 10%.
Oh, it's 4.
4 hours.
Only
Three,
4.
no, it's 3 hours, 53 minutes or something. Um,
True,
so
true, true.
yeah, I, and then, yeah, and their price will always show up as strike through because like people love getting a deal. And I think the philosophy behind that too is people come to your website, they might be comparing you to other options, or maybe they might get the thought to compare you to other options at some point during the checkout. But if they feel like, oh my gosh, I have to make the decision now, this like FOMO, fear of missing out, encourages people to like, yeah, go ahead, do it. You should get, you got to hurry up. It just kind of nudges people towards buying, which to hurry up is okay. But it is like, is it this, it's kind of lying to say this is a sale. Now, actually, I literally know that those folks would say, because they've said it back to me when I was like, isn't that weird? They'll say, well, it's not actually false. Like it's programmed for the sale to stop after 4 hours. I mean, it's tied to a cookie that's going to refresh every 4 hours also. I don't know. Like they're fooling themselves a little bit, and I think some countries maybe have rules around these, but also a lot of online stuff countries have rules that are like very, kind of this gray area. And if you really tried to adhere to every single, you would have to, have 20 engineers just to figure out.
Another version I see in this, and I think it's something we may be starting to do ourselves for our plugin, Paid Memberships Pro, is crippleware, or the idea of features that aren't enabled until some other thing is active. So whether that's a license key, a pro version, or some
Yeah.
other companion plugin, MemberPress, who owns Exact Metrics, is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Has another plugin that is free in
Monster
WordPress,
Insights.
Monster Insights,
Monster Insights.
that is free in .org, and it has tabs of settings that are all disabled and grayed out and
Yeah.
not able to be used until you've added and upgraded to a professional version
Yeah.
of the plugin. And we do this subtly in our plugin. We have
Mhm.
links that say to expand on expiration date options, try the set expiration dates add-on with a link to that add-on. So we're doing it kind of subtly. I
Yeah.
think we've thought about ways to do it more overtly. Do you feel that that's a deceptive business tactic?
Like, including things that don't actually work, but they're
Yeah,
turned off? No, I think it's an interesting way to show them how to use something.
better
You know, like,
features.
"Hey, we have extra stuff that you have to pay for." I think that's okay.
But what is a user from a user's perspective?
Yeah, I've
How
run in
do they
yeah,
feel nickel and dime? Do they feel like they're using a lesser version,
yeah.
an incomplete version?
Yeah, I don't think it's that part of things is deceptive of, like, showing features that they may not have yet and they have to pay for. But I do think it's a bad experience sometimes with another product. There was a form plugin. There was free templates and paid templates, and I used a free template to build something, and then I realized I had to pay for something else, another feature. So I paid and upgraded, and then the free template, like, disappeared. Like, I couldn't use the free template with the paid version,
Oh no.
and I was like, "Oh," and I'm sure they would wanna do this. This is development. They would want, all the free templates to also be included in the premium, but I was like, I had to switch to, like, a premium template and, like, rebuild something I did, and I was like, "That's silly," like, and it's because they're trying so hard to, like, do those things, but I get it. It's hard. Um Yeah, I guess the always thing is being honest with the customer. You can have core base values. Um, I realize that we're not timing as
Oh,
well as we usually do. We don't have the timer
that's
ready,
true.
and we try to stay on topic. I was like, "Do I need to wrap it up or not?" A little behind the scenes. Um,
I think another deceptive tactic is like an overpromise, which
hmm,
we don't do, but it's in subscription products especially, there's this promise of make money when you sleep and become an overnight millionaire, and the ease that some products
yeah,
explain how profitable you can be from starting from nothing
mm,
by using their product, and you're selling this promise that most people will not get.
yeah. I'm almost turning around on that one too. Like,
Yeah.
this kind of like superlative language of like, we're the best membership plugin. Like, we were doing some copy and I was like, yeah, like, I honestly think we're the best. Like, we should actually say that. That's like, I'm being honest. Um, and like being a little bit okay with some of that. Now, that superlative language, if it's just flowery and doesn't mean anything, it's going to be ineffective anyway. But when you really are like, yeah, we're actually way better than these other plugins at doing X, like, just we should lean into it and say it. Um,
It's not an overpromise, but
yeah,
to
like,
tell someone
yeah, like,
you'll be a millionaire tomorrow
yeah,
is an overpromise.
right. Or like it's easy or yeah. We I've struggled with, some of the users of our products are like entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
Like they want a business, but they don't actually do the hard work. Or like they like reading about business and trying and kind of like cosplaying being a business owner, like setting up a website and putting a price on it. Um, and it's like I'm like, that's not like our real customer. We want people who are serious or really have potential or doing things. And so we try. I think that lines up with them. Sometimes, it's like change your life
Yeah.
in a big way. I I think maybe like the fear of spreading that net and catching all those entrepreneurs who aren't going to be serious, and we might get their money, and then we feel like, oh, we're getting their money, but it's not really helping them because, like, I don't know. I think that's just going to be part of it because I think we're also missing people who really are excited or they want to start a business because they want to change their life. So that same, it's weird. It's kind of like how like Gary Vaynerchuk's kind of message is very like often over the top and people will call him out. They're like, and because he's publishing every day. So every day it's like, get off your ass and do something and you can do it. And people kind of get so like worn out by it. Um, but because I've met Gary in person a while back, like I'm like, no, he really believes that stuff. Like
Yeah.
he's honest and he really wants people to flip, stuff they buy at garage sales into more money to like start themselves on a path to financial independence and realize it sounds like it's just like a shtick and a story to wrap people in and get them to buy his books. But I think he really believes it. And so I don't know. Yeah, like
People
it's
can,
funny how there's a way to be earnest about
right.
say the same thing, but it's like your
I
intention
think we
behind it.
even have an unpublished blog post in sitting in draft that starting a membership site is hard, or this is
Right.
hard, or this is.
All right, we're back. We had some technical difficulty, but we're recording again. Um, we were talking about deceptive business practices in general, or just using superlative over the top language and how it feels a little icky. Uh,
I was talking about how we
yeah,
have this draft blog
right,
post that says this is not easy, this is hard, and trying to be upfront with it. So it's interesting to hear that you've found a way to be encouraging and motivational,
right,
to cast a wider net, to catch people that are enthusiastic. And I don't think we need to say it's easy, there's zero work involved. There's probably a version that's
right,
a little bit uh somewhere in between the
right.
two, I guess I would say.
Yeah,
Yep. I think users want to be motivated and they want to have a cheerleader. They want you to be their cheerleader. They want
yeah,
you to believe in them. So the more harsh you are with your language, the more straightforward
right.
you are with your language, the less of a cheerleader and enthusiastic you sound.
Yeah, and I feel like the general tone we're trying to take now is not, "This is really hard, so it doesn't seem like you're cut out for it. Give up and stop wasting my
Although
time."
that is probably
That's kind of
another
it
version of the
goes through my head
tactic.
so okay, yeah, that goes through my mind a lot,
Yeah.
but I've been trying instead to say, "Hey, this is really hard, but we can do it." Like, "It's gonna take some effort. Read these things, watch this video, do this thing, wait for us, we'll get back to you in a day." Setting expectations, but, like, taking the tone of, "We're here to help." Which also means, like, we're here to spend a lot of time helping you. So we need to figure out how to like streamline all of our work and get enough people to
Yes.
actually be able to spend that time. But that feels like the path we want to take.
I'm excited for it.
Um, yeah,
Next topic.
sure.
I had this idea because we just took a trip and I realized the number of places that you have to update a vacation message
Mm,
and update that you're away. So now there's a lot of third party services that we all use and Zapier that does automation. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a central way to set a autoresponder, vacation message, and out of the office note that all of your platforms would know about? So it would
mm,
respond on your Facebook messages to your page. It would respond to your Twitter DM. It would respond to your email with a vacation reminder. It would update your Slack status. It would update your Discord status, all the services you use. It would block your calendar and your Calendly, and it would
yeah,
turn itself off and on the schedule that you set.
right.
Does that exist? How could that
I,
product be built? Is that cool?
man, we could have done research. It feels like
No, it's better to
those things
just talk
exist,
through.
but okay, yeah, I still want to talk through it. Huh? I don't have this problem because I don't answer my email. I don't update vacation
Are you
response.
not my target market?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have auto replies.
Oh, well.
People don't. I'm never away for more than a week, and people don't usually expect an answer from me within a week, except the people who know I'm on vacation. So yeah, I'm not the target market start, but I can think about this. It's neat to think, hey, one place you turn on, and it automatically updates all those places. It's usually yeah. I don't know if all these apps have APIs for setting them, so it might be pretty difficult to push it out, turn it on and turn it off. Like, is there a Gmail API endpoint?
Do you think that's the secret sauce? Like, if Gmail can't, nobody would use this.
Yeah, well,
So first we have to validate whether there's an API for Gmail to set a vacation notice
I guess
or
it's not.
for
Yeah,
Google Apps.
I guess what I was thinking is, you could find a way to get around that. You kind of program it in a box to click the buttons, but it has to know your Gmail password. Then it's like, I have to trust this thing with my Gmail password just to update my vacation message and everything else. It's kind of like a lot of control you're giving this company. And I think I wouldn't want to start this business because it sounds like it would be a lot of effort to stay in, like, Gmail updates their vacation message, and now, like, your system breaks, and you gotta, like, scramble to fix it. It's like the gateway problem we have, but, like, times however many
Yes.
like, the gateway is built to facilitate payments and subscriptions, and they update that, and we integrate and then we have to update it. You know what I mean? Like, it's meant to be used, and we still have to spend a lot of time keeping it up to date. So if there's, like, an API that's like, they're like, "We don't actually have an API for updating vacation messages." and where people are hacking it to do it, and then that breaks, like, the developers, someone in a room at Calendly is like, "What if they're using the, single vacation message app that hacks its way in? This is gonna break."
Well, I know that
And they're like, "No, I don't care, like, that's not a."
Google Calendar can post
Hmm.
Zapier can post your Google Calendar.
Okay.
So Zapier could
At least make.
create the calendar out of Office, and
Yeah.
Calendly respects that. So that is possible.
Yeah. Hmm.
It would be like a
Yeah.
Zapier app linked to a SaaS of some kind.
Wait, Calendly can set your wait, say that again? Calendly can set your
Calendly looks at your Google Calendar
Mhm.
and only makes availability
avail
based on
so it could block you off.
things not in the time. So if it blocked off your Google Calendar, Calendly
But
would
it wouldn't
be
like Twitter
blocked as
DM,
well.
like, Kim's on vacation.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Slack status,
So
Discord status.
yeah, it was, like, a lot of work though, huh? It would be cool. It would be a kind of killer feature for a digital virtual assistant. So
Mhm.
there's different versions of these, and Google, again, is working on stuff like this where they did a demo a while ago. I don't know if it works, like, on my phone, if I say the magic words, that'll make my phone stop, and then say, like, "Book me, dinner at Juliana's at 6
Mhm.
PM." Like, it'll try to call them and book it and do all that stuff. So that kind of virtual assistant, it would be pretty cool to say, "Hey, set my reminder away," and do it everywhere.
Yep.
Um,
It happened one day.
but yeah, it feels like it's funny, like, all the recognition of, like, voice recognition and figuring out what to do is kind of really difficult, but it kind of solves problem, but it's not, it seems in my head, at least, not as hard as, integrating with potentially 100 different APIs that aren't really, happy that you're hacking a way to change the minders or different things and such. But maybe
All right, next
anyway.
episode, I'm going to have done a little bit of research, and then I will give you a status update on
Yeah.
this topic. But yeah,
Yeah, maybe there's something else.
cool. Till next time, thank you.
All right, bye.